Welcome to your personalized deep dive. We're going beyond those headlines from the 2024 U.S. election.
Yeah.
Honestly, who predicted this outcome?
Right.
We're digging into some articles
Okay.
from Le Monde.
Ooh la la.
They're all in French, of course.
Right.
To uncover those global ripples of Trump's surprise victory. So are you ready to see this election through a different lens?
Absolutely. What I find fascinating is how this election is just reverberating around the world.
Yeah.
It's not just an American story anymore.
Right.
This is a global event with some far-reaching consequences.
Okay, let's unpack that a little bit.
Okay.
First, the big shocker. Trump,
Yeah.
back in the White House.
Huge.
He defeated Kamala Harris,
Yeah.
pulling in 295 electoral votes.
Wow.
To her 226.
Big win.
And remember, Biden decided not to run again, so Harris stepped in.
Yeah, big shoes to fill.
She faced an uphill battle from the start.
For sure.
But no one expected Trump to flip 5 key swing states.
Right.
Yeah.
North Carolina, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin,
That's believable.
and Michigan.
Wow, that's a political earthquake.
Yeah.
For sure.
So America's in shock.
Yeah.
How is the rest of the world reacting to all this?
Let's start with a real head-scratcher here.
Okay.
Zelensky
Okay.
had a phone call with Trump.
Uh-huh.
And get this.
Yeah.
He described it as excellent.
All right.
They discussed continued U.S. support
For
Ukraine.
Remember, this is the same Trump who threatened to cut aid during the war with Russia.
Hold on. So the guy who practically campaigned on an America First platform
Yeah.
is now buddy-buddy with Zelensky?
Right.
What is going on here?
It's a major shift.
Yeah.
And it has everyone speculating,
For sure.
is this a genuine change of heart for Trump?
I mean...
Or is it a strategic move
Okay.
to bolster his image on the world stage?
Yeah.
Either way, this call sends a powerful message,
Oh, yeah.
especially to Putin.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's Ukraine. What about other world leaders?
Uh-huh.
Did anyone offer a more predictable reaction?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
Former President Obama
Okay.
offered a very measured congratulations.
Okay.
He acknowledged their disagreements,
Oh, yeah.
which, let's be honest, were pretty significant,
Definitely.
but emphasized the importance of democracy
Right.
and working together. It's a stark contrast to some of his sharper criticism
Oh, yeah.
of Trump during the campaign.
Yeah. So Obama's taken the high road,
Yeah, seems like it.
trying to project unity.
Yeah.
I bet some reactions were a little more awkward, right?
Oh, definitely.
Woo.
Think back to former VP Mike Pence.
Okay.
He offered a very formal, almost distant congratulations to Trump.
Yeah.
And, you know, their relationship has been strained ever since Pence refused to overturn the 2020 election results.
Right.
That was a major turning point.
Big time.
You could practically hear the ice cracking.
Oh, yeah. There's no coming back from that. Speaking of awkward, did you hear about Australia's ambassador to the U.S.?
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Rudd?
Oh, you mean the great Twitter scramble?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He frantically deleted a bunch of his past anti-Trump tweets.
Yeah.
Gotta avoid those diplomatic faux pas, right?
No.
I mean, that rush to erase his digital footprint
Uh-huh.
speaks volumes about just how unexpected this election result was.
For sure.
Seems like a lot of world leaders.
Yeah,
And even diplomats weren't quite prepared for a Trump comeback.
definitely not.
And then there's the Clinton camp,
Oh, yeah.
Bill and Hillary,
Right.
who were very vocal in their opposition to Trump.
Mm-hmm.
They issued a statement hoping that Trump and Vance would govern for us all.
Okay.
It feels almost forced considering how actively they campaigned against him.
For sure.
I don't know.
There's definitely a sense of making the best of a bad situation
Right,
in
yeah.
that statement.
Yeah.
They're calling for unity.
Yeah.
But you can just sense that underlying tension.
Totally.
It highlights those deep divisions
Sure.
that still exist, even as everyone tries to adjust to this new reality.
So we've got stunned allies,
Yeah.
awkward congratulations,
Uh-huh.
and calls for unity amidst obvious division.
It's a mixed bag.
It sounds like the world is holding its breath,
Yeah.
wondering what a Trump presidency means this
Yeah.
time around.
Right.
What's next for all these players on the global stage?
Well, Biden has already invited Trump to the White House to ensure a smooth transition,
Okay.
and Trump has accepted.
Okay. That's at least a good sign, right?
Yeah.
Suggests some semblance of normalcy amidst the chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a crucial step in maintaining stability
Uh,
during a transfer of power.
all right.
You know, it underscores that despite their political differences,
Yeah.
there's a shared commitment
Uh-huh.
to the democratic process.
And even though Harris faced a tough loss,
Yeah.
Biden still publicly commended her. Integrity, courage, and temperament.
Huge.
I feel like that's significant.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It suggests that despite this setback,
Yeah.
Harris remains a key figure in the Democratic Party.
Okay.
Biden's praise signals that her leadership qualities are still valued.
Yeah.
And hints at a potential path forward for her political career.
Okay.
It's almost like he's passing the torch,
Right.
saying, all right, your turn to lead the charge.
Okay, so we have Trump stepping back into the spotlight.
Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, Harris waiting in the wings for her next move.
We'll see.
But let's be honest.
Okay.
The biggest question on everyone's mind is this.
What's that?
What does Trump's return actually mean for the world?
Yeah.
How will his policies impact global affairs?
Good question.
That's what I'm dying to know.
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And to understand that,
Yeah.
we need to shift our focus from reactions
Okay.
to analysis.
All right.
We need to look beyond that initial shock and dig into the potential consequences
All right.
of a Trump presidency.
Okay.
That's where things get really interesting.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, we've talked about those initial shockwaves, but now I'm ready to dive deeper.
Okay, let's do it.
What are the long-term implications
Yeah.
of a Trump presidency?
Right.
What does it mean for America's role in the world?
Yeah.
And this is where those Le Monde articles
Okay.
get really interesting.
Yeah.
They offer like a whole different perspective on this election,
Right.
one we might miss in the English language media.
Right, exactly.
Like looking through a different lens, right?
Totally.
The French coverage
Yeah.
really highlights the global anxieties
Yeah.
surrounding Trump's victory.
For sure.
They're particularly concerned about the impact on international relations
Right.
and trade agreements.
Uh-huh.
Remember Trump's America First rhetoric
Oh, yeah.
really rattled cages during his first term?
He wasn't exactly known for his diplomacy.
No, he was not.
Right.
So what are they saying
Yeah.
about his potential foreign policy this time around?
Well, they're definitely wary.
Mm.
They see Trump's
Yeah.
unpredictable nature
Okay.
as like a major source of uncertainty.
Okay.
They're asking tough questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, will he withdraw the U.S. from key alliances? Will he spark trade wars?
Oh, good.
Will he further destabilize the global order?
Yeah.
These are all valid concerns,
Right.
especially given his past actions.
Yeah, it's like the world is holding its breath, waiting to see which Trump shows up.
Yeah.
The deal maker or the disruptor.
Exactly.
Right.
And the French analysis goes beyond just speculation.
Okay.
They delve into the potential consequences
Yeah.
of different policy choices.
Okay, so give me an example.
For example, they highlight the potential impact
Okay.
on the war in Ukraine,
Right.
given Trump's past statements
Right.
about cutting aid and his seemingly warmer relationship with Putin.
Okay.
There's a lot of anxiety about how he'll approach this conflict.
Yeah, it's a high-stakes situation.
Uh-huh.
Europe is right on the front lines.
Right there.
But it's not just Ukraine, right?
No.
There's a broader sense of unease
Yeah.
about America's role in the world.
Absolutely.
Right.
The French coverage really emphasizes
Okay.
this idea
Yeah.
that America's global leadership
Okay.
is at a crossroads.
Interesting.
They're asking, will Trump retreat from the world stage? Or will he seek to reassert American dominance,
Okay.
potentially through more aggressive means?
That's a big question. It
Yeah.
feels like a defining moment for American foreign policy.
Totally.
And it's not just the French who are paying attention.
Right.
The Le Monde articles also analyze
Yeah.
reactions of other European leaders, right?
Yes, and it's a mixed bag.
Okay.
Some leaders
Yeah.
are cautiously optimistic,
Okay.
hoping to find some common ground with Trump on issues like trade and security.
Okay.
Others are more apprehensive, viewing his victory
Yeah.
as a sign of America's inward turn
Okay.
and a potential threat to European interests.
So a sense of wait and see,
Yeah.
but also
Yeah.
a healthy dose of skepticism.
Exactly.
I think that's a smart approach.
Yeah.
It's too early to tell what Trump's foreign policy will look like,
Uh-huh.
but it's important to be prepared
Yeah.
for any scenario.
Exactly. This is where the French perspective is so valuable.
Right.
It helps us
Yeah.
step outside our own American bubble
Uh-huh.
and see this election
Okay.
through the eyes of the world.
Yeah.
It reminds us that our actions have global consequences,
Yeah.
and we can't afford to be complacent.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like they're holding up a mirror,
Right.
forcing us to confront some uncomfortable truths
Ah.
about America's place in the world.
Exactly.
It's a good reminder
Yeah.
that this election wasn't just about choosing a president. It was about defining America's role
Yes.
on the global stage.
And that definition
Yeah.
is still being written.
Right.
What we're seeing now
Yeah.
is a global scramble
Okay.
to understand
Uh-huh.
what a Trump presidency means
Okay.
for the world.
Mm.
It's a moment of uncertainty,
Yeah.
but also a moment of opportunity.
Okay, I like that.
Trump has the chance
Okay.
to reshape America's global image
Uh-huh.
and redefine its relationships
Okay.
with key allies
Yeah.
and adversaries.
Okay.
The question is, how will he use that opportunity?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
But before we try to predict the future,
Yeah.
let's bring it back home.
Okay.
We've talked about the global impact.
Yeah.
But what about the domestic landscape?
Right.
What challenges does Trump face at home?
Yeah.
And how might his policies affect everyday Americans?
Yeah, that's where things get even more complex. We have to shift our focus from international relations
Okay.
to the nitty-gritty of domestic policy.
All right. Let's do it.
And there's some big issues
Yeah.
on the table.
Mm.
The economy, healthcare, immigration.
Uh-huh.
Trump's approach to these issues
Yeah.
will have a direct impact
Yeah.
on the lives of millions of Americans.
So let's dive into that.
Okay.
Let's explore the domestic challenges and opportunities
All right.
that await Trump as he embarks on his second term.
Sounds good.
Buckle up, because this is where things get real. All right, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about those domestic challenges facing Trump. I think
Yeah.
it's easy to get caught up in the global drama,
Right.
but ultimately,
Yeah.
it's the everyday lives of Americans
For sure.
that will be most affected by his policies.
Yeah.
Where do you even begin to unpack all of this?
Well, one of the most fascinating aspects, I think,
Yeah.
is how this election will reshape the Republican Party itself.
Okay.
Trump's victory signals a shift in those power dynamic within the GOP.
Okay.
We're potentially seeing a new era emerge,
Okay.
one that's more aligned with his brand of populism.
So are we talking about a full-blown Trump takeover of the Republican Party?
It's a question.
What does that even mean for traditional conservative values?
Yeah, it's a question that has political analysts buzzing right now.
Yeah.
Will traditional conservatives adapt and evolve
Yeah.
to embrace this new wave of populism?
Right.
Or will we see a fracturing of the party
Okay.
with those who oppose Trump's vision
Yeah.
breaking away?
It's like a battle for the soul of the Republican Party.
Totally.
With huge implications for the future of American politics.
Absolutely.
On the other side of the aisle,
Yeah.
the Democrats are facing their own reckoning
For sure.
after this defeat.
Yeah, they need to do some serious soul searching.
Yeah, what went wrong?
Why did their message fail to resonate with voters in those key swing states?
Right.
How can they rebuild trust
Yeah.
and reconnect with the working class? And what role will Kamala Harris play
Yeah.
in shaping the future of the party?
It feels like both parties are at a crossroads.
Totally.
But beyond the political maneuvering,
Yeah.
there are real-world issues
Right.
that demand attention.
Right.
What are some of the most pressing
Okay.
domestic challenges facing Trump?
Well, the economy is always a top concern.
Of course, yeah.
Inflation is still a major issue.
Right,
And there are growing fears
Yeah.
of a potential recession.
right.
How will Trump address these economic anxieties? Will he revert to his protectionist policies,
Okay.
or will he pursue a different approach?
And let's not forget about healthcare.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
It's an issue that has plagued American politics for decades,
for sure.
and it's likely to remain
Yeah.
a major point of contention
Uh-huh.
during Trump's second term.
Will Trump attempt to dismantle the Affordable Care Act again?
Right.
Or will he focus on other healthcare reforms?
Yeah.
His decisions will have a direct impact on the lives of millions of Americans.
And then there's the ever-contentious issue of immigration.
Oh, yeah. Front and center.
It's been a cornerstone of Trump's political platform,
Uh-huh.
and it's sure to spark
Right.
heated debate
For sure.
once again.
Will he double down on his hardline immigration policies?
Okay.
Or will he seek a more moderate approach? The way he handles this issue will not only shape domestic policy, but also influence America's image abroad.
It's a lot to unpack.
A lot on his plate.
The economy, healthcare, immigration. These are complex issues with no easy answers. And the decisions Trump makes will have far-reaching consequences.
It's a reminder that this election wasn't just about personalities or political parties. It was about the future of America. The policies enacted during Trump's second term will shape the lives of Americans for years to come.
And it's not just about America, right? What happens here has ripple effects around the world.
For sure.
We've seen how global leaders are reacting, how they're adjusting their strategies based on the perceived shifts in American power. The decisions made in Washington have global implications, whether it's trade agreements, military interventions, or climate change policies. America's actions have the power to shape the world order.
Absolutely.
And with Trump back at the helm, the world is watching closely, trying to anticipate his next move.
Trying to read the tea leaves.
It's a lot to process. From the shock of the election results to the global anxieties and the looming domestic challenges.
It's a lot.
It's clear that we're entering uncharted territory.
Totally. A whole new ballgame.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
I have to ask.
What
is your biggest takeaway from all of this?
I think the most important thing to remember is that this is just the beginning. We're at the start of a new chapter, and the story is still unfolding. The 2024 U.S. election wasn't the end. It was the catalyst for a whole new set of challenges and opportunities.
It's a reminder that we can't afford to be passive observers. We need to stay informed, engage in those critical discussions, and hold our leaders accountable.
For sure.
The decisions made in the coming years will shape the future of America.
Absolutely.
And the world.
And the world.
And it's up to each of us to play our part.
I couldn't agree more.
You
know, this deep dive has equipped you with the knowledge, the insights, and hopefully some different perspectives to better understand this complex moment in history. Now it's up to you.
To take this information and make it your own. Continue exploring, questioning, and seeking out those diverse viewpoints.
And that's your deep dive for today. Thank you for joining us on this journey.